So the fastball will come into a hitter this way, break off in that direction. The curveball will come into a hitter and break off in the opposite direction. So a hitter will see a fastball and a curveball following a similar path to the plate, and then all of a sudden fastball will go this way and curveball will go the other way. So really the hitter has a fraction of a second to decide which pitch he's seeing, and sometimes all the hitter can really do is guess. Good evening from Truist Park. We're on this cool, crisp Halloween day. The Braves are on the brink of history. Tonight, Atlanta can win its first World Series since 1995. And to give you an idea about the type of player that DJ Uiagalelei is, well, Clemson offensive coordinator Tony Elliott told a great story about the Tigers quarterback earlier this week. Clemson had practice at 10 o'clock in the morning last Saturday. Elliott got to Clemson's facilities at 7 o'clock, and Uiagalelei was already there watching film. And when Uiagalelei was asked why he started his Saturday 3 hours earlier than he needed to, he simply said, "For me, I want to be great." Panthers first-round draft pick and former South Carolina football player Jaycee Horn is entering his first season with Carolina. Jaycee joins me now. Jaycee, how has your time at South Carolina prepared you for your NFL career? Gabby Beamer posted this picture on social media saying it's good to be home. He was born in Charleston and also coached at USC for 4 seasons. And Beamer says his family is thrilled to be coming back to Columbia and the state of South Carolina. One thing that stood out to me during training camp was that running back Christian McCaffrey said Darnold has really embraced the leadership role on this team. He says the Panthers quarterback texts everyone late at night asking about plays. So he's really shown that enthusiasm and really cares about being prepared as he heads into his first season with the team. The dog days of summer can really hit baseball players hard in August, but that's when everything came together for this Braves team. Atlanta won 13 road games in a row, setting a franchise record, and now this team is just 1 win away from advancing to the National League Championship Series for the 2nd straight year. When Shane Beamer was named the head coach at the University of South Carolina's football program, he said it was a dream come true. I am here now with Coach Beamer. Coach, a couple months into your dream job, what's it been like so far? Mark, obviously this is not where this Clemson team hoped to be. The Tigers are 2-2. Their offense has struggled over the last few weeks, and a college football playoff appearance is likely out of reach. Every player on this team has never been part of a team at Clemson that's lost more than 1 game during the regular season. So this is an unusual position for these players to be in, but it's not an unusual position for head coach Dabo Swinney. And Lawrence is not the only Tiger that could end up drafted in the first round. Running back Travis Etienne is rising up the draft boards late in the process. For 43 years, Travis Perry has been focused on football. He's learned a lot from the game, and the lessons it's taught him are helping him now as he takes on his toughest opponent yet.
Been an athlete all my life, coach all my life.
Travis Perry has also always been focused on staying healthy.
Never had tobacco of any sort in my mouth. Never been a drinker. Worst thing I do when I go fishing, I drink Diet Dr. Pepper. I'd never imagined in a million years that I would have cancer, and it just cuts your knees out from under you. This is the chemo part.
Okay, so you take your mask off.
Originally diagnosed in 2018, he had surgery in September and was declared disease-free until this past December, when Coach Perry's stage 4 bile duct cancer had returned.
Told her, whatever you do, don't leave, don't get out of this chair, because I don't want to swap cancer stories with anybody. I don't want to talk about it.
An overflow of patients that day meant only Perry was allowed in the room where he was getting treatment. He sat next to a woman named Judy, a complete stranger who made a big difference. Judy told Perry she was grateful that she was getting chemo that day. Her treatment had been moved up so she could go on vacation with her family.
This is a lady who I didn't know, spoke to one time. She changed my whole outlook on the entire situation of taking chemo and dealing with a cancer.
Perry decided at that moment he would fight cancer with the same fight he had as a football player and a coach.
Football's a game where you get knocked down. You have two choices. You either stay down on the ground or you get up. Sometimes I get so sick you feel like you're dying, and that's a scary feeling. And then being young, I don't want to leave my wife and my daughter and my family.
I promised him from day one I'll be with you through every bit of this. You won't do this alone.
At Greer High School, you can walk the halls and see bright green t-shirts with ribbons that represent bile duct cancer awareness. Perry's players have also been supportive.
I'd be coaching them up, and they'd pat me on the back, and I'm throwing up, and they're more worried about me than anything else.
When do y'all get started again?
Even some that aren't around Perry every day have reached out, including his hero.
Coach Sweeney sends me a text, just let you know I'm thinking about you today, praying for you. God's got this. You can handle it. And here he's preparing for a national championship. He takes a time out of his day to text a little bitty high school coach.
That support
Good to see you.
has meant everything to Perry as he battles the disease.
Dr. Stevenson said curable is not a word he'll be using anymore. I'd love to see my daughter graduate from college. I'd love to see her get married. I'd love to see it. We'd love to have a grandchild someday. I don't want to die now. I still like to coach in a lot more football games.
And when I asked Coach Perry what he hopes people learn from him, he said he just wants them to remember that you have to fight. You can't give up. In Greenville, I'm Julia Morris, WYFF News 4 Sports.